What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode, sort of, with Dead Cells. We have a brand new update today, update number 14, Who's the Boss? And it, in a nutshell, beat the bosses to death and steal their powers on their still warm bodies. Sounds pretty awesome, doesn't it? So we're going to take a look at what this update actually offers for you guys. I'm going to try to be as quick as I can with this, so there will be a link to the Steam page that you guys can check out, and there is an actual vlog on this that describes some of the stuff that's going on. So this patch actually brings in 7 new weapons, 1 for each of the 5 bosses of Dead Cells, 1 for a certain really challenging fight, and a mystery one, thematically tied to Dead Cells bosses. Beat them and claim their weapon is yours. The long-awaited frying pan is now available. That's something that people have been asking pretty much ever since the very beginning. And what they've added in is the color scaling of many items has been changed, so they've been how each color should offer a specific approach to the combat. Tactics, glass cannon with an emphasis on being well positioned, survive by not being hit. Brutality is well balanced, build focused on fast weapons, melee combat, and damage over time, and offensive skills. Survival, slow weapons, great shields, lots of health, offensive skills with high cooldown, but decent control alternatives, everything tied to healing. So that's what they've done with what that is for this part here. What they've done is they've changed a number of different things. You guys can check this out yourselves. You can pause the video and see each individual change that they've done for the stun grenade, the death orb, corrupted power, vampirism, tonic, corrosive cloud, lacerating aura, throwing knife, meat skewer, and the assassin's dagger. They've changed those to different from one to another. And it says 2 of the 14th updates new items also received the color change, which was light speed becoming a tactic brutality, but with a higher CD than before, and certain other spinning skill has become brutality survival instead of tactics survival. So another community suggestion was new tactic mutations. They've got scheme, using a skill gives a flat bonus damage to your next melee attack. Initiative gives a flat bonus damage to your first melee attack against an enemy. Predator, killing an enemy with a melee attack makes you invisible during X amount of seconds. So the making an assassin's build, glass cannon with the highest damage and great mobility, but the lowest tankiness of the game, viable in Dead Cells for some time now, and the recolor of some items was the perfect opportunity to try it. So they've basically, the glass cannon, like they explained up the top here, is that emphasis being on well positioned and not being hit. So you have low health but you have high damage, and that's the whole point of that type of build. Balancing, they've done a number of balancing things. Increased the level of items from cursed chests and the legendary altar by 1. So you're getting more stuff, which is always a good thing. One-time damage buffs from the grappling hook and counterattack effects don't trigger on some minor damage, dealt 0. Disengagement now removes all poison and on the beheaded when it triggers. Poison will no longer kill you, but bring you down to 1 HP instead, so that's fantastic. Because I don't know how many times that's happened to me where you're poisoned and then it's like you don't get a chance to heal before you go out, and it's boom, 1-0 dead. Valmont's whip is now a brutality tactic weapon instead of brutality survival. Grappling hook is now attacked as brutality instead of tactic survival. Magnetic grenade is now brutality tactic weapon. Ripper damage is increased, and parting gifts range and damage slightly is increased. The phaser won't trigger Thorny's back damage anymore. The hook cooldown now resets when missing. And the levels design, Knife Thrower has been taken out from Remparts to reduce the number of ranged enemies, from Clock Tower to reduce the number of invisible enemies, and from Toxic Sewers, where the Knife Thrower was redundant with the Scorpion, same kind of horizontal range and invisible. The Inquisitor has been taken out of the Cavern, redundant with its 3 hands big brother, Arbiter, and then added a light in each trap room in Forgotten Sepulchre, which is good. Graphics and UI, they've changed infected food, green on the map, and an icon above enemies that still have a blueprint unlockable while wielding the Hunter's Grenade. Quality of life, added key bindings to move the camera with the keyboard, IJKL by default. All these different bug fixes, which you can check out again, pause if you want to see exactly what they are. Link is in the description if you want to find out more in detail and go over each one of these yourself. because there's a ton. You can see they're 143, 142, and they're just keep 146. They're updating everything. And then they have a link to all the different update logs that they've done. Right now, as of today, which is August 21st, the last update they did was 148 on the 13th. And that's that for that. So we're going to get out of here. And what we're going to do, I want to check out right here. Not this. And so we're going over to the Steam page here, and it says, Who's the Boss is out for everyone now, except for console versions, including the Switch. It will come out as soon as we're through certification, usually 2 to 3 weeks. This was as of August the 13th, so right now we're 1 to 2 weeks away from the console version being updated, so get excited, console owners. And let's see, tomorrow for an AMA, nope, that's not a thing. So Who's the Boss? Basically what this is doing is they have new mobs, 5, that are tied directly to the bosses that are in the game. Because what the major complaint was for a new player, much like myself when I first started, you go through the entire game and you get to your first boss fight and you have no idea what you're facing, and then you get slaughtered because you have no clue what the hell is happening. And if you followed my series for the 100 episodes that I have, you know how many times it took me before I actually killed the first, the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth bosses. So what they've done is they've got little characters now that they've put in the game that mimic something that the boss does, one of the major attack moves that the boss does, so that you can better prepare yourself for what's coming. So this particular one right here, they have the sweeper, and what he does is he basically throws fire, very much like the very first dude. I can't remember his name. What he does, Gingivitis, I think was his name. And he throws fire across. You have to jump over, and then you can kill him. So that's one of the main moves of that particular boss. They have another one, and another one, and another one for all 5 bosses. We're going to check out a video. Now, the next thing when it comes to the weapons is they've actually made it where when you kill a boss, you get to steal one of their powers. So you can see in this video here, they've got the big fist that comes out, and that's the Hand of the King. So if you were able to defeat him, you'd be able to get the Hand of the King as an actual skill or a weapon that you could use. The other thing is they've done one, I can't remember which one it is, I think it might be the final boss where he brings the rocks out of the ground. You can actually get that move as well, which, oh my god. As mentioned, the pan, you get that, and then what they said is that this is not a close range, but a very close range weapon. So you pretty much got to be right next to the guy to be able to hit him. It's not like certain swords where you have a bit of an extended range. This one you got to be right next to him, but they said it packs one heck of a punch. So you're looking at, almost double the damage of what some of the other weapons can do. The other thing, we talked about the mutations and all that kind of stuff, and yeah, that's basically it in a nutshell. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at this little video that we have right here. This is the Who's the Boss update vlog, which is done by one of the developers. I'm not going to play any of the audio because I want to talk over it a little bit, and you can see starting right here, this particular guy is the sweeper. So see how he puts the fire up in the air like that? That is the move of the first boss that you fight. So when you're in the level before the boss, you get to experience what his special move is, I guess you could call it. And then that way you learn what it is before it happens. And that was the Hand of the King right there, and you can see that move that he had. We go on a little bit further. We can see, I believe it's right around here. Right there. So there's that little worm that popped out. Go back quickly. Let's see, where is it? Nope, missed it. Right there. Let's see if I can pause it. There. So that little worm, this is for the Eye of the Beholder guy. It's the great big eyeball. And he has these little tentacles that come out of the ground. This is going to be in the level before that particular boss. So again, you get to experience this before it actually happens, so you're kind of getting a pre-warning or a foreshadowing of what you're about to face. So again, this is aimed a little bit more towards the beginners and new players because it allows them to kind of get used to what attacks are coming from the big bosses. So it's better preparing you for what's down the road. I'm super excited, and for those of you that are on the channel and are subscribed, I will be bringing back Dead Cells relatively soon, because now that we have this new update, I'm kind of getting a little bit more excited about it, to be able to check out some of the different things, the new weapons, and see what everything's entailed. As you may have seen, I have the game loaded up, and we are pretty much ready to go. So what I'm going to do is, you guys leave a comment, like, whatever down below. Let me know if you want me to start back into Dead Cells. We were playing a game called Zombotron. I can move that around a little bit. It's doing okay, but Dead Cells might be better. You guys let me know if you want to see some more of this and me playing again. It might take me a little bit to get back into the swing of things, because it's been probably about 2 months since I played it. But now with this new big update, I'm kind of getting excited again. So if you guys have any questions, you want to know something about the game or anything else, please let me know down in the comments. I'll try to link anything I can. And also don't forget to check out the links for all the updates and everything else that they've done on their Steam page. And I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.